everyone. My name is Jocelyn. I use she, they pronouns, and welcome to All We Make is Good. This is going to be a tiny little recap and some vlog clips of the Gore Place 36th Annual Sheep Shearing Festival that I attended this past weekend. I didn't take as much footage as I wish I would have, but I'll be talking a little bit about some of the things that I saw there, as well as the little items that I came home with, and then finally I picked up some business cards from my favorite vendors there, even if I didn't purchase anything from them. So I'll be talking about all of those at the end. So let's get right into it. I was able to find a parking spot fairly close to Gore Place, so it was a very short walk into the gates. The line was very long already, and it was only about 10:15 in the morning, and the event opened at 10 a.m. As soon as you walk in the gates, there's a large section on the left which has all of the food truck vendors, and I believe the circus was over there as well. Circus Schmirkus, I believe it was. And then as you start walking further down the hill, that's where a lot of the vendors were. Off to the left again would have been On the Mark Archery, and then off to the right were some of the reenactors and some of the groups of dancers that were performing throughout the day. And then as you walk all the way to the end of the field, that's where there was a large fenced off area where they were doing their herding dog demonstrations, which I did get to watch. So that was quite a bit of fun. So I'll insert some clips here and there just to show you some of the things that I saw.
Did you buy the shawl here?
I did. I just bought it.
It's awesome.
I forgot a jacket.
That's awesome.
I've never gotten so many compliments. I don't know where to go for.
I'm going to have to buy one. Nice. Centered. And the red. Not bad. You found your alignment though. That last one. That's terrific.
There wasn't as much yarn available as I expected that there was going to be at a sheep shearing festival. It was mostly jewelry and ceramics and other traditional artists, but it was still such a blast to walk around and see all of the different artists there. So one of the first things that I bought was actually this poncho. And this was the first thing that I bought that day. And that was because I went to this event without a jacket, or without a proper jacket. So I was very cold as soon as I got there. So I did purchase this poncho. This is 100% wool. It is very lightweight and surprisingly extremely warm, even with the lightweight. So this was by Native Spirit, handmade in Ecuador. Oh, and it is machine washable. I wasn't expecting that. But it was so nice. And I think the funniest part was I got the most compliments on this poncho than I have ever gotten in my whole life on a piece of clothing that I've been wearing. There's so many people stopped to ask me where I got this. So I was very happy to point them in the direction of the vendor there. It's so cozy. I've been wearing it all around my house all the time now. The next couple of little things that I got were this right here, which I just think is so cute. It's a little hand-sewn cat made from a recycled sweater, is what she said. And I forgot to grab a business card for her, but I am going to look her up and make sure that I put her information down in the description box. But she has kits that show you how to recycle your old sweaters and turn them into these little cats, or there's other animals that she also sells kits for and things like that. And then there were some goats and sheep as well. But I've actually had an idea to make my own goat and sheep stuffed animals for a while, so I want to try and think it out myself and come up with my own pattern. But anyways, that's another topic. I fell in love with this little guy and I had to bring him home. One of the tables next to her was selling hand quilted or hand sewn pot holders and other such items, like the little bowl holders for when you get a hot bowl out of the microwave and stuff. Those are becoming really big and I really love them. I have a couple of them myself in my kitchen. But she was selling these chicken holders. So there's little pockets here in the front and the back to grab your pans out of the oven. And I thought this was the cutest thing ever. So of course I had to take that home. The next thing that I did bring home was a set of postcards. I believe they're postcards. They're just blank on the back. So the first one was actually given to me by the artist as a business card, but I think it's really pretty. This one's called Sunlight and Reflection, and this is by Adam Adkins. And I picked out 3 other postcards and 3 little stickers from him. So these are the stickers. I got to see this original oil painting in real life, and it's so pretty. It's much bigger. It's a very large painting. I picked out this little chef teddy bear. And then just some cute little waffles. And then we were talking about the kind of paper that he uses for these, because these are waterproof vinyl stickers and everything. And I was asking him about the paper so that I could actually start making my own stickers using that same paper, because it's a very nice quality. And then these are the postcards that I got. And the first one is this one, which he said was inspired by a trip to Scotland. This is called Born from the Earth, Descended from Clouds. I keep forgetting where my camera is. I thought that was very pretty. Especially because I just took a trip to Scotland, so I got to see a lot of the castles out there, so it felt very sentimental. He had this group of watercolor chickens, so obviously I had to take these home, and it is called Chickens in Watercolor. And then the last one was the most special to me, because this is a watercolor painting of what looks like one of the really old Piglet stuffed animals. And I actually have one of those that I found at a thrift shop, I believe up in New Hampshire or Maine somewhere. I can't remember exactly where I found him, but he sits on my desk. I'll put in a little clip over this. So this is called Stuffed Piglet at Rest, and I really love Piglet, so I had to bring this home. Alright, I think the last item that I brought home with me, I didn't bring home any yarn, but I was more than happy to shop the rest of the items there. The last item was actually a piece of original artwork, and this is an ink drawing by Jean Mattress. I wish I could put this close enough for you to see just how much detail is in this drawing. I am always, oh, Myrtle. I am always so impressed by ink drawings because the level of detail in them is just beyond my comprehension. I couldn't imagine spending that much time on a piece of art. It's so beautiful. So it's been sitting on my desk because it is surprisingly heavy. So I need to figure out how to find studs in the wall so that I can properly put a nail in it and hang this painting up. Or not painting, drawing. So I'm waiting to do that. But in the meantime, I am having a lot of fun looking at it on my desk. Okay, I'll go through some of these business cards that I picked up. I always pick up business cards from people that when I really like what they have to sell, but I don't want to necessarily buy it that day. So the first one was actually Jean Mattress. One of the women was Alu Design, and you can see she does ceramics, and she's got this really cute aesthetic going. And she actually had salt and pepper shakers that she made, and they were like little houses with the flowers going up the sides and stuff, and I thought they were so cute. So I saved her card to go back to her website when I'm ready to buy a new salt and pepper shaker. The next one is Laura Quincy Jones, and she is an illustrator. Come on, pick it up. And there was one illustration in particular that I'll put up on the screen here that really caught my eye, and it made me want to look through a lot more of her illustrations on her website, so I saved that mostly for me to go browse her art for later if I want to buy some originals from her. And then one of the other ones is Olim Clay, and she was selling polymer clay jewelry, and I really liked her designs, and the only reason why I didn't buy them right then and there is because of the backing. She didn't have the backings that I wanted. For my earrings, I use, I don't know if you'll be able to see from there, but they're flat backings. I think they actually usually go like in nose rings or something, or like in like these conch area. That's probably not the conch, whatever this is. But it goes in areas like that, so that you don't get like poked like a lot of the earrings that go in your earlobes do. They have the sharp back, and I've had these in for 3 years now, I believe. So I don't take my earrings out. I go to a piercing parlor to get them changed out if I want to switch out the color. They're currently like a caramelly kind of color. But anyways, all that to say, I really want to buy some of her earrings. I just need to research more on whether they're substitutable with the particular kind of backing that I want to use for them. So the last business card that I picked up was, oops, I'll show you this side first. Pins, berets, and ponytail holders with personality. And he has some pictures on the front, which I think is a really good demonstration of what he had there. So you can see it's like a really cool combination of copper, gold, and silver colors to make these really interesting and intricate items. And I was especially looking at the pins because I think I would love to wear those on sweaters. While I was browsing around, somebody in the vicinity was like, "Oh, brooches are coming back in style." And I was like, "Yeah, they sure are. I'm about to get a dozen of them." So I really, really enjoyed these designs, and I didn't come home with any that day because I wanted to look more at his Etsy website and make up my mind about my absolute favorites before I bought them. And I think that was it. That is everything that I have to share today. I did not stop at any of the food vendors this time. I went straight home after a couple of hours. There was a very large crowd and I was kind of tired. I was there by myself that day. But I had a really, really good time walking around, talking to some of the artists, watching the herding dog demo, and of course doing the archery, which I realized this morning I have this big bruise on my arm because my elbow hyperextended when I was doing the archery, so the string kept bouncing off of my inner arm. So that's healing, but I still had a really, really good time, and one of the coaches was able to help me fix the way that I was shooting on my second round of arrows. So if you didn't catch it, I did actually make a little short that I posted here on my channel and also on my Instagram. It is inspired by the new Wes Anderson trend that's kind of going around. People are filming their lives as if they're in a Wes Anderson movie, and Wes Anderson is one of my favorite filmmakers ever. So I, of course, had to hop on that trend. So if you haven't seen it, you might enjoy that if you wanted to check it out. Anyways, I hope you have a good rest of your day or a good rest of your week, and I will see you in the next podcast episode, most likely. Bye.